We are live.
Hi, Elena.
Yes. Hi, Heba. So let's maybe give it, a couple of minutes to see who wants to join us. Of course, as usual, the meeting, the webinar will be recorded, so everybody can look at it on a later stage, their comment, ask additional questions. So we are here for you guys. So that's the most important thing. Okay, so how are you, Heba?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm really happy to be here. Looking forward to just chatting and talking about leadership, leadership
Yeah,
coaching.
me too. Me too.
Yeah,
Me too. It has been an amazing journey together for the past almost 3 years. We know each other. Time is flying.
I think wow, it's been 3 years. I think you and I met in 2018. Is that
Yes,
right? Because
correct.
because
Yeah,
I met Luca in 2017, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, yeah. And
Wow.
we met at the beginning of 2018, so it's definitely 3 years sharp, or
Yeah.
even more. Okay, so let's.
Go for
No,
it.
no, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, I'm remembering, like, I love how our relationship evolved over the years also, like, from just, a coaching relationship, and then you two started LEA, and now I'm part of LEA's team, and that relationship evolved into a friendship. So it's just been such a pleasure to have you
Yeah, no,
both
it
in my
has
life.
been
Yeah,
amazing. And I'm always very grateful that my husband, who is Luca and co founded with me, Leah, brought me to you, because this definitely, create a wonderful, wonderful synergy. So let's hit into the hot stuff. Yeah. So
let's
as
go.
you might have wondered, guess Heba, she's one of our coaches of Leah Growing People team. She's our leadership and team coach, and she's an amazing workshop designer. So we formally welcome her into our formal structure of Leah, now that we are so committed in doing a live every now and then. We are having this structure. Leah has been in our soul and in our hearts for so long, since we met potentially 3 years ago, and now it's becoming more real. So I'm very glad that you are part of this. And
Me too.
I just want us to, dive right
Hmm.
into the topic. So, as we just said, you are a leadership coach, you are a team coach, and a workshop designer. But I really would love, to tap into. I have the answer for myself, because I also did leadership coaching. I'm really curious to know what brings people to leadership coaching according to you.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question. So I'm going to speak from my experience with my own clients. So there are general themes of why people come to coaching. The most common one is relationship challenges or issues, whether in a person's personal life or in their professional life. So sometimes people find themselves, let's say, in an intimate or a romantic relationship. They're kind of losing themselves. They're struggling. They're not being authentic. They don't feel like they are themselves. They're pushing too much, or they're something is going on, and they don't necessarily understand what is happening. So they would reach out. They would reach out, but they don't know that they're going to go on an amazing journey that is just, it's beyond just the relationship. But this is something that brings them to explore coaching in general and leadership coaching in particular. Um, Challenges at work are very common, especially now. People are not together, they're not in one space. There's so much room for miscommunication online, on text messages, on Zoom. And people need to work together, they need to collaborate, they need to be efficient, they need to get work done. And things can get pretty overwhelming with everything else, with COVID situation, with everything else. So high stress, high anxiety, also n- um, not having this ability to manage oneself, to manage emotions, to manage the anxiety. brings people to coaching. So they come to the coaching saying, I'm struggling, I can't do this anymore, I'm tired, I'm anxious all the time, I can't sleep, or I'm always thinking about work, it's disrupting my life, disrupting my relationships with my family, with my friends, maybe sometimes their health. So they come when things are pretty shaky. Some other clients also that I have, they're in senior positions, they're getting promoted, and they're ready to kind of like really step it up and bring the best in themselves, lead in their own way, have the impact that they want to have in the world. So people come to coaching on different levels, on different stages of their life. And the beautiful thing that leadership coaching or that journey meets everybody where they are. There's no like one point that you're ready for leadership coaching. Wherever you are, you can kind of realign with yourself and redirect and make different and more resonant choices.
Now that you are saying that, I really resonate with that moment in which I ask myself, maybe I do need this, you know?
Mm.
And the perception I was holding back then was that was my life leading me more than me taking conscious decision and action on what I wanted to do or what I wanted to become, you know? And I kind of was losing a little bit the sense of, I am doing this. I am choosing this. I want to be this. I want to go there. You know, have a
Absolutely.
clear vision, a clear purpose. And for me, leadership coaching, it really embraced that energy of saying, I want to take the, you know, everything that my life can give and take the lead. Take the lead
Absolutely.
towards all aspects of my life, towards my relationship, towards the environment where I live, towards my career, towards my personal development, towards my health. And I've been in that places where, you know, I was like stuck in a wheel without really knowing what is that I'm actually doing and
Yeah.
purposefully doing, you know. And for me, it was so essential to embark in this journey with you back
I,
then.
I love what you're saying, because at the heart of leadership coaching or coaching in general, regardless of the kind of approach or model any professional coach is using, is really awakening to your power to create. Like if you have been living unaware, like you're always creating, everybody's always creating, whether they're aware of their power to create or not, but you awaken to that power and you're like, oh, I can I can choose and I can shift things and I can create what like things differently. So it's quite powerful. It's life changing. It's life changing because you create a new path for yourself.
Yeah, you're totally right. So now this lead me to another question that I'm very interested, which is, you know, what did leadership coaching impact? How did leadership coaching impact you? You specifically, you Heba.
Yeah. Wow. My God. So if I am to tell you the real journey, like when I was training to become a coach, um, we are heavily coached ourselves during that training. So during that period, a lot of changes started to happen in my life. It started with the things like me understanding my fears, understanding how I get in my own way. Um, why do I struggle in relationships? In some of my relationships, it made me become aware of the many chains I have inside of me. There's a quote that I love, like, those who don't move don't notice their chains. So the coaching training started to make me move out of my comfort zone. And I started to notice all the things that are like, nope, don't do it, don't do it. That was so beautiful of us. Like, it's a very essential self-discovery journey. But leadership, when I did the leadership program in Spain in 2017, it was like a 10-month program that is all about awakening your inner leader and then knowing how to engage with life. That was the game changer. I was really pushed out of my comfort zone. I changed my career. I started to do things I never thought I would do in my life, like doing group work. I used to be the shyest person you'll meet. Like if I'm within a group, I would rather die than be in front of that room. Like, no, thank you. And in that program, we were pushed, out of our comfort zones, kind of similar to what leadership coaching does. Like your coach helps you kind of see a bigger vision and then go for it. And then you go for it and you're like, wow, what is this new thing? I like it here. Or I don't. But you get to explore more of your potential. So ultimately, what happened, I shifted my career. I left the corporate world after 11 years. I'm doing something I never thought I would do, which is not just the coaching, like the teamwork, the group work, the workshop design. And every door I opened other doors. So it's been such a joy to create my life my way and what resonates with me. And I love doing that with others. It's so fulfilling. There's nothing more fulfilling than living a life like you're designing it your
Yeah,
way, your
absolutely.
kind of life. You say yes, you say no, you say I want to move now and I want to change and I want to create. It's so fulfilling. So much
Yeah, and
resonance in this way of
it's
living.
really the opposition between having many door closed in front of your face and instead having, the right key or the right bravery and courageousness to go and open different doors.
And I love the doors metaphor because it's almost like before I was kind of just with a few doors thinking that, okay, these are the doors for me. And these are the good doors, and these are the correct doors, and this is what everyone thinks are the doors. And with the coaching, it's like, oh, there are so many other doors, and then like, oh, I can create my own doors. It's like
Oh, wow. Yeah,
endless. Yeah, I
it's
can
a
create my
ripple
own
effect.
doors, and I get to choose. I get to choose what other doors I like, and I get to create new doors if the doors that I like are not there. So it's
Amazing.
a very different way of engaging with life.
So what a client, now you're talking about your journey, but this is also the type of journey we want to induce our client to, we want to
Mm,
guide our client to. What do you think are, what would a client get when they work with you?
yeah. So first of all, and the most foundational thing to any leadership journey, any human being, not a leadership journey, awareness of their like higher aspects of themselves, their inner leader, their inner wisdom, parts of themselves that can activate life in a very powerful way and engage with life in a very powerful way. So they will become very clear on those and how to access those aspects of the self. And they will become aware of their biggest fears, their limiting beliefs, and why and where did they come from, um, and how to be in relationship with that, with those aspects of the self, and knowing how to make the shift between the two. This is this alone. This alone is life changing because when you wake up in the morning, who are you co-designing with? Who are you co-designing your day with? Are you designing it with your fear or with the part of you that believes in you and in life and believes that you can do anything? Because each part of us will give us different information. We will feel a different way and we will create in a very different way. So this is
Absolutely.
foundational. Everybody leaves the coaching with this awareness. Like if you don't leave with this awareness, I'll re-coach you for free until you do. Like it's so essential. And on top of that, a sense of purpose, uh, more awareness of what creates fulfillment and resonance. Every person has a different way of what lights up their fire, what makes them feel that they want to wake up in the morning. It's very different. And it's a very deep conversation that gets people to understand that about themselves, their values, um, you know, um, a good overview of their life. So they're kind of like in check. Where am I? Where do I want to go? It's very intentional. Nothing is random in the coaching. And rich experiences during the coaching, because usually after the session, someone will go and do something they've never done before, or they will push themselves out of the comfort zone. They will go have that difficult conversation they have been avoiding for like 2 years, or they will go launch that thing, that project, or that pitch this idea to the management. something that makes them feel scared, but at the same time very alive. So
Yeah.
a lot of shifts happen.
Yeah, I think that this is remind me also, of what is the vision we are holding in LEA. That's LEA means the vast area of arable and fertile soil. So the idea that you consciously take the decision of planting a seed and nurturing that seed, this is already leadership, and that seed could be a project of yours, could be a project of a life together with your spouse or partner, could be the project of raising children, the project of creating a company, of having an idea. So when you take the leadership with that intentionality, you're doing everything that you can do to make it happen and to speed up the process and to make sure that is always aligned with what is that you want, right?
Absolutely. And again, like building on the seeds idea, there are seeds that we already planted. They were not necessarily the seeds we really want to plant, but we already planted them and they're part of our life and they make us who we are. So these could be like work decisions, the job you're at now, right now, the person you are married to, the family that you have created. So these are seeds you've planted before, and now it's like your garden. Sometimes you like what you see in your garden, and sometimes it's like, why am I here and why is this happening to me and I hate my life. So it's sometimes the coaching helps you take care of your garden, re-garden, seed new things, kind of know, okay, I want to stop taking care of this plant. I want to kind of maybe change it with something else. It's really about conscious creation of your life, of your life garden being a metaphor of your own life.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. If we expand this conscious creation instead of on the individual, on a team, because you're also, a team leadership coach. So what would a team get when they work with you?
First of all, my passion is to do leadership work and team building work with teams. I believe at the heart of an efficient team is a trusting team, a team that can connect together beyond their roles and titles. They connect as human beings. There's a sense of a shared purpose, less assumptions and less barriers. The more connected we are, the more efficient we become, the more we can communicate. It's the base. When I work with teams, I'd love to think that I leave workshops with teams feeling more connected, more intimate together as human beings. So they're more solid as teams. And everybody leaves with the awareness that they are leading always, even if it's like a junior officer who just joined the team. Every person is leading, every person is important, and every single person has an impact on the overall system. That awareness usually boosts confidence, makes people show up and engage instead of think, yeah, whatever, I'll just do my work and there are more important people here. I don't need to take care of this and that. So everybody really awakens to their leadership and their impact, and they become more engaged in within their organizations. So important. So, and of course, there are sometimes some companies would want specific things for their team that we can design for. Like you would design a workshop that is tailored for a specific need or a problem that they want to solve within the team or within this organization. But
yeah, we have been doing this with LEA, right? And it's so important that at the beginning we also get given we also have created tools that would allow us to screen their situation right now. So some surveys, some actually coaching tool that we will be using cross function and cross to the corporate to understand how is the team perceiving itself, how are the members of the team perceiving each other, how is the leader, the manager, the general manager perceiving himself, and how the team members are perceiving him. And those things are so important because they give us a lot of information on where are the key area where our action is required, which will allow us to tailor, right, a more specific package for their specific needs. Because
Exactly.
what I've noticed also is that the perception play a big role, because you as a manager, you might perceive you want to focus on a specific issue, while the issue for your team member is another one. So it's very important to be clear in advance on what
Yeah.
is really required.
It's
And yes, say, go
I'm
ahead.
just saying that in corporates, like we work with teams, it's a system. A team is a system, and there are ways of how systems function, and there are many ways of how we can create harmony and balance in a system, where everybody would be heard and everybody would be aligned, kind of like what you're saying, not one person thinking this is the problem and all the others don't see the same. So yeah, creating alignment, bringing teams together, creating a sense of purpose, solidifying a sense of trust is at the heart of what I would do with teams.
Absolutely. So we were tapping a little bit in the tools, and I know you just got certified with an amazing tool. And can you tell us more about the leadership circle profile tool?
The leadership circle profile is absolutely a beautiful tool for leaders. It's a leadership development tool that a person gets to assess themselves and how they see themselves and their own leadership. They get assessed by their direct reports, by their boss's boss, their peers, their friends, their family. And they get this really beautiful result that has like patterns, shows patterns in that person's behavior, mainly like two dimensions, like creative potential or creative competencies and reactive tendencies. Like what are your tendencies of how you react in the world when you are challenged? And then you also see how you are doing versus the thousands of people who have taken, thousands of leaders who have taken this assessment. It's a leadership development tool, meaning that the person sees where where they have potential to be creative and lead with ease and lead with inspiration and with positive impact, and build relationships and get the work done. So it's about tasks and relationship also. Like you don't want to just have relationships.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how can I create and get things done in the most inspiring and impactful way with the least amount of stress and anxiety?
And hearing also from you, being able to stop those things that are not serving me,
Exactly.
those
So
reaction, those, limiting belief or self-talk or sterile behavior that are, blocking me from getting there.
yes, are you being controlling? Are you being a people pleaser? Are you being, a perfectionist? How are you leading? How are you leading with your team, with yourself? And then the client gets to pick the areas that they want to develop, and that would be the focus of the coaching. So it's a leadership development tool. Many companies use it as the main tool to develop their teams, and they would repeat it on a yearly basis to see where the person, like
Is growth.
where growth is happening, and kind of like to track progress. It's a quite comprehensive and a very deep tool.
Very interesting. I got some question here that I would love to share with you. And one is, how long leadership coaching should last?
So commonly I would work, there's no rule for how long it would last. I personally like to kind of like the seasons of the year, like every 3 months, the season changes. So I like to work with a client for to begin with, 3 to 4 months period. And we would have intentions for that period of coaching. We will check in after that and say, okay, where are we? What is happening? Sometimes we kind of want to close the first arc. Like, okay, where are you now? Some clients would be like, okay, I'm good to go. You know what? I just want to go and create and play with life and explore life with what I know. And sometimes clients would be like, I want to do another round, but this is the intention this time. Sometimes they leave and come back for another round. But it's not something that you want, it's not something that you do forever, because the shift happens, the awareness happens, and then you just go with the world. I like to work with people for 3 to 4 months on like bi-weekly basis, once every week, once every 3 weeks, depending who I'm working with and their schedule.
I think that one of the reasons that might lead an individual to work with the coaching forever, because there's also this option, like me and you, we are coaches, so we will always need to be coached for our entire life.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I try to reflect this on my client, why I should need it forever and a client shouldn't. And I realized that there might be also the client that really want to keep doing this approach, and it becomes more coaching lifestyles.
Yes.
And when this would happen, I think that this would happen when, by doing it, you always go so much outside your comfort zone that you start believing that what was not possible yesterday, it's now possible. And if you keep into this cycle over and over again, you will always expand your potential. You will always be willing to achieve more. You will achieve that more with more fulfillment, with less stress, more happiness, embarking with you many people and try to have as much impact as possible. So I'm agree with you, but on the other hand, I'm also saying be open to experience that. Maybe thanks to coaching, you will consistently generate new idea.
I was gonna actually, like, you're speaking my words, because I wanted to share my experience. I personally have, I work with a coach, I work with a therapist, I have a mentor throughout the past many years. Like, it's not something that I need it. I believe in it. So I think just to clarify what I said, the intensive coaching period is usually for a few months, but most of my clients would then kind of do like these once a month, or like, depending on the client. Some clients would like to do it once every 2 weeks, but there's always like a once a month, or whenever they need to realign, they would ask for a coaching session for a specific topic. But I need to work with a person for that first few months first to establish the foundation. There needs to be a recurring period to establish all the things that I described to you before. This takes time for you to really discover.
One of the reasons in LEA we do have the membership program, so those people that have been stuck with us for the first 3-4 months and they really see a huge shift in their life, they later want to just have, a membership which will allow them to touch base every now and then and have full access to all the coaches that we do have and all the services that we do have. So
because at that point, because at that point that client is trained, is a trained client, they have been coached, they can work with any person or any other coach within LEA, like kind of like you're building on a foundation that already happened.
Absolutely. So I think that there were the questions for today. We always invite our follower, and even the people that are not following us yet, but are just interested into the topic, to ask more, inquiry, reach out. We are here to serve. We are here because we are passionate in personal and professional growth and leadership expansion. So I'm very, very glad and grateful you were here with me today, Heba. I long for a meeting face to face. That me too. Touch each other. 3 years of relationship over Zoom.
I think it's about time. It's about time that we meet. And I just want to end this by saying, like, I encourage, because some people kind of are more comfortable having a direct conversation. So I encourage people to go to the website. It's not just to book a free session or a discovery call with me. There are like amazing, LEA has like an amazing team. Go book a free discovery session. Talk about your life, what you want, what are you hoping for, and get the support you need. I'm a big fan of support. I needed an army, and I continue to need an army of support every day in my life to show up fully.
So I took the opportunity to show from everybody in our website, when you enter in each and any of our, profile page, you will find the book now button, which will allow you to have an initial 30 minutes complimentary conversation with each and any of us. So take the opportunity just to clarify, am I the right person for coaching? Is leadership coaching the right service for me right now? Is this coach the right match for me? Is this LEA, the right provider? And we are here
to guide, and we can kind of like, if someone approaches me and I know another LEA team member would be a better fit, we can direct, we will be able to direct you to where you need to, who will serve you best, who will support you best.
So that's also one specific thing that LEA has. You can directly approach the coach, or you can get your free screening. With the free screening, you will be assigned with a project manager that will really listen to all your specific needs and address you to the best fit according to, to what you will be sharing. So there's plenty of option. The important is that we keep growing together, because, when you achieve something and you have so many other people around you who have been supporting you throughout the journey, that can celebrate with you, and being more is much better than just be alone and struggle. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Heba.
Thank you so much, Elena.
And enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, everyone. Love you.
Everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.